आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मामा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि. Can we have the translation of the invocation, please? May our limbs, speech, prana, vital air, eye, ear, and all my senses gain in vigor. May they grow in strength. May they grow in vitality. All is the Brahman of the Upanishads. May I never deny Brahman. May Brahman not deny me. May there be no denial of Brahman at all. Again he repeats, may there be no denial of Brahman. May the virtues of the Upanishads repose in me. Being devoted to that Atman, may they repose in me. We said, when he says, may the limbs, may our pranas, may our senses grow in strength, we learned that the body, which is a vehicle, a mere tool in the journey, in our spiritual journey, it has to be kept in good repair so that it serves us in this long and treacherous spiritual journey. Your body must serve you as an instrument, as a vehicle. Your body should not become an impediment in your spiritual journey. Therefore, he says, may our limbs be strong. May there be vitality, energy, life. So whatever that needs to be done to keep the body in good repair, you should do so. There has to be a constant awareness of what? Constant awareness of imperfection. Because there's nothing other than self-realization that is perfection. If you talk of perfection, it is realization. Since we are all way short of perfection, you have to be consciously, ever be conscious of imperfections. Because from the spiritual perspective, imperfection is known as mala or dirt. If you're not conscious of physical imperfections, if you're not conscious of gross imperfections, where do you have a chance of being conscious of subtle imperfections in the term of vasanas? So the spiritual perfection, it starts being conscious of gross impurities and then slowly moving from gross to subtle. And then comes the subtle impurities, subtle imperfections. So it's not how perfect you are, rather it's how much are you conscious of imperfections? And just to remind us that the discussion we had in other class, not the Upanishadic class, remember, we spoke about the power of acclimatization. When you get acclimatized to anything, you fail to see imperfection as imperfection. You fail to see a flaw as a flaw. So the only way you'll be able to counter this imperfection is to counter this acclimatization, is by trying to create a constant awareness of what is intellect or knowledge or wisdom. I'm using all in the same sense here. Intellect or wisdom is nothing but an awareness, an ever-present awareness of imperfections. And if you become conscious of imperfections, slowly you'll be able to get out of the comfort zone of acclimatization. Therefore, he says, "May my limb be strong." No, I'm strong. I'm good. I'm perfect. Nothing is perfect, my dear. Step it up. Step up your efforts. Bring in that greater awareness into your life. There are so many things that needs to be done. Are you conscious of it? You got to ask yourself, there's so many things I can do to improve my life. There's so many things I can do to change my perception to life. Am I doing everything that needs to be done? Am I conscious? So I know, sir, then what? Am I doing it? It's not a question of just merely knowing. So that's what he means here. Everything is Brahman of the Upanishads. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. The very essence, the quintessence of the Shastras, the quintessence of the Upanishads is nothing but Brahman. The subject matter the Upanishads deal with is nothing short of Brahman. So better be prepared for it. The Bhagavad Gita doesn't talk of Brahman Atman. It talks about trying to resurrect Arjuna. The Gita was given to resurrect Arjuna. No doubt the deeper aspects, there are realms, how to handle sukha dukkha, how to endure pain, how to be more balanced, how to be equanimous. It talks of karma yoga. What is bhakti? What is jnanam? None of that is spoken here. No karma, no bhakti, jnanam, forgotten all that. It is not relevant. They don't talk of karma, bhakti, jnanam. They don't talk of action. They don't talk of perfecting action. They don't talk about purifying emotion. They don't talk about enhancing your intellect. Why is it they're not talking of that here? Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. The essence of the Upanishads is only Brahman. Usha Suresh, can you please tell me, why is it that the subject matter of the Upanishads is only Brahman? And why is it they don't talk of anything else?
Because we come prepared. We already know the fundamentals.
You know, whenever I've ever connected with her, always she has a, a cheeky smile to her. She's up to something, some mischief. That is what Ushama is, full of mischief. Even in Upanishadic class, you are laughing. Enna idu seriousness illa. Ennamma idu?
Yeah, you have already known this is just the ending part of the knowledge.
Ending part. Ipoda we are starting. Why are you talking of ending now?
18th chapters of the Gita is already the beginning.
Rama Krishna. Sorry. See, you're right. The student doesn't need any of that reminder. The student doesn't need any of those preparation. The student is well prepared and he is at that level. Since he is at that lofty level of charged with this knowledge, he's charged to know only the truth, but nothing but the truth. Therefore, the Shastras only talk of Brahman, nothing else. In fact, it's a waste of their time. It's a waste of the time of the student to divulge on any other matter other than Brahman. Therefore, he says, Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. So the subject matter, the essence, the material, the Upanishads deal with Brahman. And they are saying, everything is nothing but Brahman, man. Your problems is Brahman. The solution to the problem is Brahman. You are Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Birth is Brahman. Death is Brahman. Creation is Brahman. Dissolution is Brahman. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. It's all nothing but Brahman. So we have to be at our best, because only when we are at our best, perhaps we are able to lift our thoughts somewhere closer to that frequency. If you're not at your best, you will have a difficult time trying to tune into the subject matter. So when he says Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam, he's just making a matter of fact. This is the fact you have to take a note of. Known as Lakshana Vakya. Lakshana Vakya means it's a statement of fact. And then he says, may I never deny Brahman. May I never deny Brahman means what? This is an intellectual acceptance. So the first statement when he says, may I never deny Brahman, is from an intellectual point of view. And then he says, may Brahman not deny me. That's from a devotional point of view. May there be that grace. May there be that ownership of me by Brahman. That's only a devotional. So when you talk of devotion, there is no rational aspect to it. So don't rationalize. How can Brahman ever deny me? How can Brahman ever disown me? Don't rationalize. Now you will have to rationalize the first statement. The two statements is, first he says, may I never deny Brahman. That's from an intellectual point of view. Now, simple question. When can one ever deny Brahman? Because the verse says, may I never deny Brahman. My question is, when does one ever deny Brahman? Haresh?
Hariom Guruji, good morning.
Yes.
When can one ever deny Brahman, Guruji, when we are not in tune with this knowledge or the lifestyle?
Okay. When you're not in tune, can you expand?
When the idea is that, Guruji, with this knowledge, we have supposed to have reached another platform altogether in our understanding and our intellect towards this knowledge and the Vedic teachings. And it is our duty to be attuned to this knowledge after all the teachings we have done in the Gita. So we have to raise the awareness and consciousness of our being to reach a more elevated state.
Is it all? In fact, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But see, you will have to think in terms of an Upanishadic student now. You've got to put yourself as much possible in their state. So as I told you, the invocation is chanted both by the student and the teacher, the preceptor and the disciple, so that it tunes in their personality, it tunes in, it's a reminder. The only thing where the teacher and taught are on the same page as invocation. Thereafter, it's a preceptor, disciple, a different frequency. But invocation, both same page. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. And from my understanding, Guruji, then we have to totally surrender as a student. We have to totally surrender to the masters and to our guru.
May I never deny Brahman.
Brahman.
Right. No, I don't want to push your intellect, but your thinking is right. I'm only trying to raise the thought, you know. All right. Amitama, make sense of that statement.
Hari Om, Guruji. So I'll attempt by saying that when the student is not resolute in his in his commitment to the practice, to the knowledge, that's when he may veer from the path. And that's when he may deny Brahman.
All right. Not wrong. Not wrong. May I never deny Brahman means I do not consider anything else but seeking Brahman as my goal in life. That I only see that goal, I only see that purpose. My life has no existence without that. It's like an archer. When an archer sees the board where he has to shoot the arrow, Arunama, what does he see in the board?
Hari Om, Guruji. When he wants to shoot, he should be focused. He should only see the point where the arrow should hit. He should be fully focused.
What would he be targeting?
At the center of the point where his arrow should hit.
Which is the bullseye, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the very center. There are many concentric layers, many circles. It's a very broad board, but he would never think of hitting anywhere other than the center. He may miss the goal. He may miss the target, but he'll only eye hitting the bullseye. He only sees a bullseye. May I never deny Brahman. Brahman is the very purpose, very objective, the very goal of my existence. My only purpose of my life is get back to the truth, to know the truth, to gain that reality. And I think if I'm not wrong, in the Ishavasya Upanishad, it says, Iha cheta vedi data satyam asti. Nachetiha vedin mahati vinashti. If you have attained that state, you have lived a life of satyam. Satyam asti. This life, you have done some justice, some truth. You have lived a life of truthfulness. Nachetiha vedin mahati vinashti. And if you have not gained that objective of gaining the self, it is a vinashti. Mahati vinashti. It is the most supreme of all losses. You have lost the most valuable thing of your life. You could have achieved everything else, but you have lost. You not gained yourself, you lost it. The same thing in the Bible, it said, he that findeth his self shall lose it. He that loseth his self for my sake shall find it. Amazing. He that findeth his self shall lose it. You have found everything in the world. You have found material success. You have found name, fame, recognition, family, status. You have found everything in this world. He that findeth his self shall lose it. You have lost the self. You have lost the higher. You have lost the Brahman. But he that loseth his self for my sake, means he that has renounced, given up all this for my sake, shall find it. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tva sarva papebhyah moksha ishyami ma suchaha. In the 18th chapter of the Gita, he says, you sacrifice all your dharmas, all your interests for my sake alone. Moksha ishyami ma suchaha. You will gain moksha. So the spirit here is, when he says, may I not deny Brahman, means Brahman is the only objective of my life. It is that which sustains me. It is that which inspires me. It is that which drives me. It is that which defines every action, perception, and emotion. This is what I am there for, without which I am non-existent. It is like I am the Terminator. How many of you have watched the Terminator? Don't worry, I'm still an Upanishadic class only, but just for discussion's sake. Padminima, have you watched the movie Terminator? So right after the Upanishadic class, you will go online and watch Terminator. Okay. Then you say, I have to go to the kitchen and prepare food for the family. So after that, whenever you get the time.
Only after I finish my job, all
Yes.
other things.
But you watch the movie Terminator, huh?
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Huh? There are many parts to it. I don't like all of the parts. The first part only. Then you will be watching the series of Terminators. Then you might be terminated from Upanishad class. Don't get terminated here. Huh? Just to watch Terminator and just tell me what is it that you understand from that. There's a parallel. Now, those of you who have watched who have watched Terminator? Reddy Garu, Terminator chusara. Now you have to come with lot more preparation to the classes than just coming with the text. Text preparation is least required. Other preparation is very much required. Sir, we can't hear you. Could you please unmute yourself? Is it happening? Okay, Najima, don't try. Let me try, because if we try more than once, we are undoing ourselves. Okay, that's right. Now you can, sir.
Yeah, Pranam Guruji. Now I'm realizing to attend this Upanishad class, I need to understand the other side of the story of life, going to the movies and making awareness of that. Please don't push that side. I'm very poor about that.
No, I am also very poor. We are both on the same side, but what little we see, we are able to connect. Huh?
So I didn't watch that movie. I heard about it, but I never watched it.
It's a pretty old, I think 20, 30,
Yeah,
20, 25 years ago. It's a very old movie.
The actor is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he's one. I heard about that. You can realize that the gun and robo and all that, but no, I didn't get a chance.
Correct. By the way, Usha Ma is the king. Usha Suresh. She is the king of the Bollywood, Tollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood, all woods. She is the king of all woods. Just a formal introduction. Other side of that. Last week I gave introduction. She is a very high Upanishadic student, I said. But so you can't. There's nobody other than her who would know the gist of Terminator. Maybe they sought her advice also while doing the movie. Usha Suresh. Can't hear you, Shama, but I can hear many birds. Who is unmuted?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Ma.
No, Terminator 1 happened quite some time ago, Guruji. Like, I don't remember the ending.
No, you have another excuse to watch movie. I know that, but parola. In fact, the movie Terminator, the only objective of that Terminator is to protect that boy. And the moment he has protected the boy from the villain, and the moment he has done his purpose of destroying the villain, he himself becomes extinct. So he is there with that only purpose of protecting. And his job is to fulfill that purpose of protecting that boy. Just the way it is captured, visualized, is some that aspect. But minima, other than that, is all entertainment. So you must get that point from that movie. So the only purpose of this life is to get to realization. May I not deny Brahman. So intellectually, what is the goal you have in life? What is the purpose of your life in that sense? And then he says, may Brahman not deny me. It is more of a emotional. When you say, may there be God's blessings on me, doesn't it sound very selfish? Why would God be preferential to me alone? Why should be he more considerate to me and inconsiderate to others? He should be more concerned of my problems and not others. It can't be that way, isn't it? So when he says, may not Brahman not disown me, it may sound selfish, it may sound preferential. Therefore, he instantly corrects himself and says, may there be no denial of Brahman. And he again says, reiterates it, may there be no denial of Brahman. He instantly goes to the totality. It becomes collective. He becomes generic. May the virtues of the Upanishads repose in me. May the virtue of the Upanishads reside in me. You know, what you gain here, what you understand here. I don't know how many of you can sense that. When he says, may the virtues of the Upanishads reside in me. What do you understand by that? Anirakaranamastva nirakaranam me astu. Dharmas te mai santu, te mai santu. I'm just trying to make you all think. It's very easy for me to spell it out and move on. But when he says this, may the virtues of the Upanishads reside in me. Dharma. Upanishads dharma. Te mai santu. Dharma are the virtues. Santu is may they be in me. May they reside in me. May they repose in me. In fact, when he is Hariji, tell me, what do you understand by that statement?
It shows the matured self-confidence in the student with absolute humility. Is telling that I am prepared to reach the ultimate. This is, it may sound a little arrogant, but there is not even a bit of arrogance in it. It is absolute humility. He said that I am ready. I'm ready to fly.
Correct. I have done so much. I've done everything. I've put in so much tapas. I've put in so much effort. I deserve undeniably. Please don't deny that. So it is not a request, but a prayer is a commandment.
Command.
So the student here is announcing to the totality that may that wisdom be with me, because I have done everything. I have not left any stone unturned. I have done every part. I've done so much sadhana. I've come to this level. Let that truth be not denied to me. So in fact, if you bring that sentiment into prayer, prayer is not a beggary. Prayer is not asking or seeking. Prayer is a commandment, is an order, with utter humility, as Hariji said. It's not that he's in any way arrogant about it, but he's so full of courage. He's so full of conviction. He's so full of confidence. And that comes because you have paid the price. I've done the tapas. You know, a simple example I'm talking, which is often said. A simple example, you know, let's say you have gone to buy a car for your family, for yourself and the family, and you have done an initial payment. They said it's a 3-month waiting period. You have gone through the waiting period. The company contacted you to make the balance payment. The balance payment has been made, and they've given a delivery date. Sir, this is the day you can come and collect your vehicle. The delivery date has been given. No information from them, no communication from the showroom. 3 days passed, 1 week passed. You're so occupied, it just slipped my mind. It slipped your mind. But 1 week passed, the date, everything has been done. The delivery has not happened. You pick up that phone, and when you call that the store, or the showroom manager, you don't want to talk to that salesman anymore. You connect to that hotline and say, put me on the manager. Yes, sir. Manager. And manager picks up and goes, good morning, sir. Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Sir, I'm so and so. This is what is the fact. I've made the payment. The delivery was scheduled 10 days ago. May I know where is my car? There is no, please, sir, Parungo, can I somehow, please, if you can do something, give my car. Can you please be favorable? No, favorable or not, better do it. Otherwise, you are in for some trouble. You're going to hear some music from me. You're going to get serious music. That is the tone with which you go, paid the price. There's nothing more you have to do. It has to be delivered. There's something wrong on your side. So the sentiment is not trying to say it's wrong. It only conveys the preparedness of a student. He has done so much sadhana that he just, in fact, you know, it's beautifully captured in the Ishavasya Upanishad. You know, it's just 18 mantras, but it is power packed. And I'm just referring to that 15th mantra. I don't know what mantra is it. I don't know which number is it, but never mind. It's there in the Kenopanishad, Ishavasya, sorry. Ishavasya Upanishad says, Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tatvam pushanna pavruna satyadharmaya drishtaye. This is what it is. The student has done all the effort. He has come to the verge of realization, and he dramatizes realization as seeing the sun. And apparently the sun is covered by a disk. The disk, he qualifies it as saying, it says as a Hiranmayena patrena. It's a golden disk. So when the student comes right up to the verge of experiencing the self, and he sees the self, the sun covered by the disk, he chants this mantra, remove the golden disk, because I've done everything to deserve to see that sunlight, to see that brilliance, to gain that realization. He just commandment, remove the disk, man. What is it that is holding me back from realization? Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham. Outstanding. It is just too powerful. The spirit, you don't relate to all this. Showroom, car, your conversation with the manager. Example right now, then you understand what we are talking here. And being devoted to the Atman. Again, he says, may they repose in me. May the essence of the Upanishads, which is Brahman, may I attain, may I gain that. And then he says, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So when you chant the invocation, you must get that energize into you. It must regenerate you. Okay.